Hi guys, it's Margarita Skype and you're on Family Daylife, where I do my pregnancy vlog and just different helpful videos that will hopefully help some families out there, some women out there on the information. I try to share tips and hacks in every video so that it is short, informational, and something you can use in your life. Without further ado, let's talk about anxiety. Today's topic is anxiety because I feel like it's crawling in about week 23, where anxiety is a big issue because you are thinking about that baby, you're rubbing your belly and you're like, by this time you know that you're gonna have a baby. It's not surreal anymore like the first few weeks. And so I feel like around week 23, 24, you're thinking about like, well, how is it gonna be? Does the natural birth hurt? Does epidural hurt? What should I choose, natural or epidural? And I feel like a lot of people ask those questions and a lot of women go through that. And I wanted to kind of touch base on that because I've done 4 births and 3 of them were with epidural. 1 of them was natural birth. So I wanted to share, I guess, my 5 cents on that, what I did, how it went, and all the things associated with it, because I have so much experience with giving birth. And so at the end of the video, I'm going to share 3 things that I feel are important for you to elevate that anxiety. So stay tuned for those tips. Okay, week 23. It's been quiet. It's been great. I have no nausea. I have no heartburn. I have stated in my last videos that I do small meals. I still continue to do a lot of small meals, primarily because I feel good doing that, primarily because I don't want to have heartburn. And I am prone to heartburns during pregnancy, so I feel like it's a lot easier if I just do a lot of short meals. So that's what I do. I've been eating a lot of short meals and a lot of on the go, like bananas and apples. I think I always have that in my car. I think I even have one right now. There's always an apple in my car. Ta-da. I keep them around, bananas and apples, just because I'm in the car a lot. I have the 4 kids that I drive around with sports and just busy with business meetings. If you're new to my channel, I have 4 kids. We own a jewelry business with my husband, and they are all very busy with sports. I have 3 girls in gymnastics and 1 boy in soccer, in professional MLS soccer. So it's hectic, and so I'm a lot of the times in the car. But what I wanted to say is this week, nothing's really changed from last week. The only thing that I want to say is my skin has been acting up really, really badly. So I don't know if it's maybe some kind of hormonal change or something, second trimester fun. But I've had acne breakouts. I've had eczema this week, like no other week, like a bad eczema. And so this week I was mostly clean eating and trying to do a lot of juices and a lot of green salads and a lot of smoothies. One of the best things that you can do if you have acne, besides the skin routine, is going inside and trying to nourish your body with smoothies and freshly squeezed juices. That really, really does help. But if you're interested in how I battle my skin, my eczema, acne, sensitive skin, if you're interested in that, I made an excellent video just on that topic, just on a skincare topic that I do every day. And it's pregnancy safe and it's all natural ingredients. By now, you know how much I love natural things that are nourishing your body, that are nourishing your skin. But I also love them because they're inexpensive and make a great skincare. So if that's you, if that's something you can relate to, please watch my video on skincare. I'm going to add it below. Now let's talk about the anxiety. So I wanted to talk about it because, you know, even now, this is my 5th baby, and I still have those days when I'm like, I wonder how this one is gonna go. So I was thinking about it the other day and I'm like, imagine if I'm on to like baby number 5 and I still get a little anxiety. I know a lot by now, but you still get that anxiety of like, I hope everything goes well, you know, and I hope I can do these things and I hope I'm gonna get to enjoy this process. Because I will tell you one thing. I want to elevate or relieve your stress about giving birth by telling you one thing that will change everything, hopefully, for you. It is not like you picture yourself right now when you're listening to me and you're going to give birth. The moment your contractions come and you start timing them, and they're going to come hopefully shorter and shorter in the distance, when you know that you're going into labor, so it's time to go to the hospital, you are starting to be in this weird state of mind where you are present, you understand everything around you, but at the same time you're not, because the contractions do hurt, but they are okay. They are not that hurtful, especially at the very beginning. Everybody's different because your pain level has a lot to do with it. Like, my pain level is pretty high. So I feel uncomfortable with my contractions only at 5 to 6 centimeters. Before 5 to 6 centimeters, it's tolerable for me. But even listen to me, even if you're not tolerable to pain, I want to explain that your mind state becomes at a different place. So our bodies are wired like that. We've been giving birth for billions of years, for generations to come. And so I just want you to understand that your mind, once the contractions start coming, it's like it's getting out of this world and into a different world. You'll understand everything, but you will be much tougher. You will be much stronger and much more tolerant, because your body knows what is happening. It knows that it's about to give birth to a baby. And so I feel like during those contractions, anybody can tolerate. Yeah, they hurt a bit. I don't know what to kind of compare it to. Maybe like a really bad crampy period. You know, the one that you're like, oh, this is not feeling good. It's that, except it's every 3 minutes or every 5 minutes, whatever you're at in your contractions. But it's still tolerable. Sorry. So the only thing that I want to say is, once you get into the hospital, and if you decide to do epidural, if that's your route, then the epidural itself is a lottery. It can hurt because of the master that's doing it, or it can be completely seamless and you won't feel anything. So 2 times my epidural didn't hurt at all. Actually, I didn't even know that it's happening. And to be honest with you, you're not alert. That's the word I think I was looking for, because just imagine the chaos in your head. You're about to give birth. You're all around nurses. You're all wanting something. They're drawing blood. They're trying to do this. Your mind is in kind of chaos, plus the contractions. So I wouldn't say that you're so alert at the point of epidural. The only thing that they ask you is to be still, because in order to epidural for be not so hurtful, you have to be still. But I just want to say your mind is not there with the clear head. You're already at a different state in your mind. You're already prepared for your baby. You already have all these emotions and feelings. So don't be afraid of the actual epidural. Even if it does hurt, it's like a really bad needle shot. I don't know if you've ever done needles for flu or whatnot, so it's also tolerable. So the actual epidural is okay. Now, once the epidural is done, girl, you're in heaven. Because once my epidurals were done, I could not tell you how much I enjoyed giving birth. You don't feel anything. Yeah, you feel some pressure, and the only thing I can compare the pressure to when you're at like dilated 10 centimeters and you have to push out is like if you want to poop and the poop is dry and it has a hard time coming out. That's kind of how I can compare it to it. There's no other way to put it. But it doesn't hurt, you don't feel the pain of it hurting. And so if you're going the epidural route, then do not worry, because your biggest anxiety is contractions, which I already said they're okay. You'll be fine completely, because they're just like a really bad period. And I'm sure all you ladies experienced that before. And the epidural. And the epidural, I don't know, you just pray to God you're going to get some really good person to do it, because with Maya and with Martin, with my first two, it was great. I didn't feel anything. With my last one, Milana, it hurted a lot. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It did hurt a lot. But it's one of the reasons is because the guy that was doing it didn't do it correctly. I don't know if he was new or something like that. I'm not sure what was the issue, but that one did hurt. Again, it wasn't like that bad, but it was like a flu shot times 2 or 3. Let's kind of put it that way. So I did yell, and I'm not prone to a lot of yelling. But after that, it was heaven, just like with the other two, in the sense that you are not experiencing any pain, you're preparing for your baby, you're there completely, you're crystal clear, and everything is great. So I vouch for epidural because of one reason, and I will say this after I explain the natural birth. With Mariana, my third one, I didn't make it to the epidural because by the time I got to the hospital, I was already almost 10 centimeters dilated, so it made no difference to do an epidural because, you know, I just didn't make it. It would not make any difference. I did ask for it when I came in, and I did come in late. I had my contractions forever, and I took my time. I think I did my laundry load through my contractions because I already knew what's about to happen. I didn't want to hang in the hospital for too long. So my husband kept saying, I think we should go. I think we should go. And I kept saying, let me just finish the laundry. I mean, silly of me. But by doing that, I didn't make it to the epidural. And ladies, let me tell you, the natural birth, compared to epidural and compared to your contractions, that's painful. But I have good news. I have good news because it's funny because I was always afraid to give natural birth, and I ended up doing it the third time, kind of without planning it. But I want to explain something. Yes, the pain level is higher than contractions in epidural. But your mind is so smart. Our womanly nature is so smart that once the pain level reaches a certain state, your mind and body is not there. You are not present there because I think it's just something psychological, like something happens, some kind of chemistry in the brain happens when you go into pain, that I think it just shuts down some kind of senses of yours. Because yes, it was painful. Yes, I remember glimpses of it because once I got into the hospital, I think it was like 9 centimeters or 8.5. Yeah, it hurted. And they took a while to come to me too. This was in Canada. I think they thought that I was like 2 or 3 centimeters until they saw me like moaning a lot. And they're like, let me check her. When they checked me, they were like, oh my God, woman in labor. It was crazy. So I spent a big portion in the foyer because I don't think they thought that I was fully dilated. They thought I just came to, check in type of thing. So in that sense, I remember up until 9 centimeters, I think, because once I got in, I remember telling him I need an epidural. It hurts a lot. I need an epidural to the doctor. And he was like, honey, there's no point anymore. You're about to give birth. Like the epidural won't have time to even kick in because you need to give birth now. Like we're going to push now. And I remember at that point when he said that, a couple of seconds later, I remember this pain level of like, and I remember just telling, my mom was beside me, my husband was beside me, and I was telling my mom like, Mom, this hurts a lot. And I remember that because I don't think I could have said anything else. Sorry. I didn't want to cry, but just remembering that brought those memories in. I remember she was like, what can we do? You gotta give birth. So, but after that, after I said that to her, I remember that's like the last thing I said to her. It hurts a lot. Your brain goes into some kind of state where I don't remember much after that. I remember the doctor telling me to push. I remember pushing. I remember them saying something. I remember my husband saying something, but it was not clear. I think that your brain goes into some kind of state after a certain level of pain where it doesn't let your mind feel it, or I don't know what happens. Maybe some of you out there know, but I feel like it has to do something with like chemical in your brain, because after that everything is a blur. the way I was giving birth to Mariana, my third one, was very, very blurry. So the only time it subsided is when I remember the doctor giving me to, like, putting her in my arms. And that's when I think I started kind of coming back out of this state and like realizing, okay, I just gave birth. And so why I wanted to explain this is that when you think of giving birth, whether you're doing natural or epidural, you think that you're in your regular state of mind like you are now, like you're watching me, or I don't know, eating or talking to your husband, but you're not. Your level of presence is not like right now. It's a little different. You go into this different realm of yourself where things are not so clear. They're a bit blurred out. And so my natural birth was crazy. And with Milana, I made sure I came there early to get the epidural. It did hurt a lot, so I still went through a little bit of pain. But I still vouch for epidural. And the reason I vouch for epidural is because I like that state of being there when my baby is born. And because right now I have 4 births, and 3 of them I remember clearly. And Mariana, half of it is like a blur. And I don't like that. I felt so good when I was preparing for them, when I mentally knew I'm about to hold my baby. I don't know, there's something charming about being present in that moment. And so now when I'm going to go with the 5th, no, I'm going to ask them for epidural right away. And I'm not doing laundry. I need to get there in order to get an epidural. Because I want that. I remember with all the other kids, we were waiting. I was 10 centimeters dilated. Everything was calm. My husband was helping. He was holding my hand. We were both looking at each other. It was just such a beautiful moment that we share, that we know we're about to hold our new baby. This anxious feeling, how, you know, he or she will look like. I don't know. I remember even with the other kids when I did epidural, I was like putting lipstick on, and Max is like, why are you putting lipstick on? I'm like, I'm about to meet my baby. I need my lipstick on. I know it sounds stupid to a lot of you out there, but I mean, that's how much I was in a calm state, that I was, you know, putting lipstick on and fully waiting for my baby to come. And I want that, and I like that. So I vouch for epidural. If some of you out there love the idea of natural birth, that's great. I've experienced it. It's not bad. It just hurts a lot, and I don't like the fact that you're not really there. So, and for me, that's really important. I really enjoyed all these first moments of seeing my baby, like prepared for it, not, you know, coming back to life when they give me the baby. So my opinion is epidural. That's just what I like, but I did experience both. But I still want to tell you that you shouldn't have the anxiety because of this one thing that happens with your brain, that it's going to blur things out and make you in a different state, where the emotions of expecting a baby, the anxiety, the anticipation of meeting your baby will be so powerful, and the love that you feel is so powerful, that I feel like that pain is not like if you had that pain now in this completely clear state of mind. I feel like you're not really present there 100%, so your pain is not present there 100%. That's the only way I can put it. So don't be scared. And to be honest with you, in a few days, you forget about all that pain. I mean, you just want to give birth again. At least me. And actually, a lot of women say that, you know, you look at your munchkin grow up and all those pains and everything, they just go away, you know, and it's all worth it. But I'm going to share 3 things that did help me to relieve my anxiety throughout my other pregnancies and what I do now too. Number 1 is no-brainer, and probably a simple advice that a lot of you know, but I'm going to give it anyways. It's chamomile or lemon balm tea. Both of those are very, very calming and so good. If you're anxious a lot, or if you feel anxious, or if it happens mostly at nighttime when you go to sleep, at nighttime before you go to sleep, drink a chamomile or a lemon balm tea. You'll see the difference, especially in a few days, because once you kind of drink it all the time, I feel like you just calmer in general. So if you feel a lot of anxiety, please do that. I also buy from Vimergy lemon balm drops. I'm going to show you right here. They are great. If I'm feeling anxiety even during the night, I just put one under the tongue, and in about 5 seconds, I become calm again. They're completely natural. They are not harmful to your baby. They are so, so good. So if you're prone to anxieties or if you have those moments, I really, really think that's a good step. Number 2, one of the things that really help anxiety, especially if you're anxious like during the day or during the morning, is doing some kind of sport. I know sport is a big word when we talk about pregnancy, but I don't mean it in like lifting weights at the gym. Go for walks, listen to the birds, listen to the water, go for swimming. If you're somewhere in a really cold environment, I know when I was in Canada and walks or like swimming was not something I could do with some of the pregnancy, especially if it was winter, I'd go to the mall. I think it's called mall sport, at least in Canada. You dress up, you go to the mall, but you don't go to the mall to shop. You go to the mall to walk around. And just, if the mall is like big and in circles, you just go in circles. You can put some music on and just, maybe do some window shopping while you're walking, maybe talk to a friend or whatever. But that really helps. Doing something good for your body really helps. Maybe taking a bath at night with some like Epsom salt. There's so many Epsom salts right now with calming, like valerian root and chamomile inside and oil infusions. Just something to do for yourself with yourself. Self-care is a big thing, and I feel like it helps a lot. And number 3, one of the most, I think, important things that we can stress, that we should talk about. I'm wondering if anybody can guess what that is. It's watching the birth vlogs. I know I probably surprised some of you out there, but it has helped me a lot with all my other pregnancies. Even when I get anxious on one of those evenings, and I'm thinking of the big day, just watch some birth vlogs. I know some of them can be a little scary, intimidating, but you learn so much. You learn so much from other people's problems. You learn so much from other people's emotions, and you learn so much from, like, things that the nurses told them and things that they had to stumble upon. So I feel like watching birth vlogs actually helps you get more educated and more prepare you for your own birth, because once I was in there, I didn't feel like, oh, I've never seen this before, everything is so new. I actually felt like, oh, I've seen this part in the video somewhere. Yeah, somebody shared that. So I really think one of the great things you can do is watching a birth vlog. I watch them often. I love birth vlogs. I just find it so charming to see somebody else's story. I find it a beautiful thing to watch the baby come out, and just that moment when the husband and wife look at each other when the baby's born. I feel it's so magical, and it's just full of such a good energy. So I do like to watch birth vlogs a lot, and to me they're actually calming, because yes, some of them can be stressful, but at the same time, you learn so much, and you're like, I will be there and I will give birth just like these people. So I really like that. It's Margarita Skyping. I hope you learned something new in this episode. I'll see you in week 24.